So the lore of the game is like essentially the point of divergence, the point where, you know, the history of this world changed, is like 1600s or something like that. So, you know, you got Spain, the Iberian wedding was between Portugal and Spain instead of, you know, Spain and, or I mean, Castile and Aragon. And so we still have Aragon here, but Portugal is gobbled up. Burgundy, instead of being divided, became thick, and they allied the English, which meant that the English won the 100-Year War. Bohemia never got memed by the Austrians, and so they stayed the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. The Russians never managed to unite and conquer the hordes of Central Asia. And yeah, and China ended up colonializing. Yeah, China or Asia in general in this timeline essentially became better. So Japan and a couple of other nations start civilized, and you have Chinese colonial nations in the eastern United States and down in Australia. Yeah, the British never got down to any of that because they were a bit busy trying to oppress France, I guess. The colonial nations, yeah, so these are a bunch of English exiles. This is like the Inca Empire. Fuck, I have no idea what that is all about. This is the Spanish Empire, or the Spaino-Portuguese Empire, if you will. And then the dual monarchy colonized these areas. Or maybe this was colonized by the Burgundians, I forget. However, will the United States break free? There is no United States. Obviously, historically, I guess I can go, well, yeah, I mean, historically, the United States were formed by English colonists, but in this playthrough, there is no England. There is only the united, Kingdom of Spain and England, or the dual monarchy, and basically the upper classes in England kept speaking French in this playthrough, or in this timeline, and so what we have instead is Plantagenet, which is like a some sort of French-derived colony, and I don't exactly know what Belgian Confederacy, but they both speak French to some extent. And Canada never happened. Instead, basically in this timeline, the Kalmar Union survived and became thick and conquered Scotland, among other things. And at some point, they essentially did the same thing that the French did, with the exception of colonizing Louisiana, which went to someone else, I guess. So yeah, so Vinland, which is obviously the historic name for the, it's what the Norse people called America. So they came over here and did essentially what exactly what the Plantagenet was an English king. Well, yeah, but he was French speaking. Like the origin of said king was down in Anjou, wasn't it? It was before the actual, because after the Norman conquest, the upper classes obviously spoke French, and they kept speaking French for a long time. And in this timeline, they never stopped, and instead started forcing their French. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We can look more into it once we get into the game here. But yeah, so we're going to be playing Vinland, which is the breakaway colony of the Scandinavian kingdom. And so we're basically playing French Canada, if it was Norse instead of French, and the British never conquered the place, which also the British does not exist in this timeline. I don't know. There's a lot of divergence. Norman is basically French. Damn it! No, I'm not supposed to be invaded day one by the Belgian Confederation. No. That completely fucks with my strategy. Because Vinland, as you can see, basically these three nations start out with a bunch of cores on each other. You didn't show South Africa. Yeah, South Africa is sort of divided between Boer states, Neuflanderen, Transkap, Leuven. However, in this timeline, it was, the Netherlands are a part of Burgundy. They never broke free, and so Burgundy also has some holdings here. So the Burgundians are kind of like the English in this timeline. But yeah, so all of these nations here, Plantagenet and the Belgian Confederacy and Vinland, all start with a bunch of cores on each other for quote-unquote historical reasons, which means that they basically in every game starts fighting each other. I have done some test games, well, one test game, and so I feel like I found a strategy. However, of all of these three nations, Vinland is by far the weakest ones, because, you know, you can see the Belgian Confederation and Plantagenet both have a higher pop than Vinland does. So Vinland does start out with a disadvantage. Also, if the game is just gonna... Okay, so there we are. Now we got a quote-unquote... Yeah, now we got an alternate reality where I didn't get declared war on day one. So the current situation is that Vinland, we have cores on... Yeah, we have claims over here. And we have a bunch of claims on the Belgian Confederacy. However, the Belgian Confederacy also has claims on us. And they have claims on Plantagenet. And these guys have claims on them. Yeah, basically everyone has claims on everyone. And so the key strategy of any such, as the playthrough of any of these guys, is to convince the two other nations to go to war, and then swoop in and kill the guy who looks like he's losing. Now, actually, I don't think, no, we don't actually have a course on Plantagenet. And so we will have to hope that Plantagenet and the Belgian Confederacy go to war. But as Vinland is the weakest of the of the three nations, they're generally the ones who get fucked first. However, if I remember correctly, we can ally Gran Colombia, which in this timeline is grand indeed. They're currently fighting a independence war against the Spanish Empire, however. You can form the Netherlands. That's like a theme. A lot of these colonial nations in this mod can essentially, like, you know, the Dutch or Boer nations down here can...
Hello there.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Well, of course, I have to wait for the dumbass screen delay to actually see who that was. Powell Dog, by the way, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so the Boers down here can, like, reconquer the Netherlands and re-establish the Netherlands. The English down in Borneo can reconquer England and re-establish England. And the Chinese states over here can, like, reconquer China and re-establish China. And maybe some more as well, but who knows. Also, in this mod, you have a higher infamy cap, and infamy goes... You really have. Like, I knew the infamy went away faster, but no, you don't have a higher infamy cap. I guess maybe that was in the previous, the version, or I mean the Pop the Mad mod version. But yeah, you do have a lack of international code, because there was no Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, which means that the sort of the right of nations and shit like that hasn't been established in this timeline, and so people generally give less fucks about people blobbing. But there are supposedly events later in the game that will establish an international code, and as a result make blobbing more restrictive, and so supposedly this is like an early game thing. But yeah, so we're going to ally Gran Colombia. We are not going to build any armies because we can't. Let's see, get that alliance. Here we are, and so this should stop these guys from invading my ass, and it should convince them that invading each other is the smarter choice. I am, however, going to quickly ditch the majority of my army so I can rebuild the thing. Just because cannons beats infantry any day. And I could also do with some cavalry if I would want to be perfectly honest. Come on, gimme. Excellence. Also, for those who don't know, I'm Norwegian, which is why I found playing as Vinland rather hilarious, because of all the Norwegian names, or, you know, the Scandinavian names. We have Österland, which just means Eastern Land, Västersund, Markland, Kalmarsborg, Helluland, Christiania, which is the old name for... yeah, it's actually at this point in history, it's still actually the name for the capital of Norway. Tavalde, which I guess is more of a Swedish name. Skrellingmark, Skrelling being the name that the Norsemen gave to the natives. So we have Skrellingmark, Mark meaning sort of area, so it's like the area of the Skrellings or something. And then my favorite, Nye Trøndelag, with blessed places like Nye Nidaros, Shelby, Loch Ness. Bloody brilliant. Nye Trøndelag is near and dear to me, of course, because IRL, I live right here, which is, yeah, this region is called Trondheim in the game because the regions in this game are named after cities, not places. But this region in the real world is called Trøndelag. And so over here in what is this, Illinois or something? But who cares? Who cares what it is? Because obviously in this timeline, it is blessed Ny-Trøndelag. We've got our capital over here in Erikshavn, in Kroneland, which just means crown land. Yeah, you can actually read the history of Vinland here. I've already done that, so I'm a bit lazy and I don't feel like doing it. But yeah, so the Scandinavians came over, colonized shit. They named the Erikshavn, which means Eriksport, as the game explains, after the heir to the Kalmar Union. And then at some point they got independence and they started fighting with the other derps in the area, and yeah, it's all super interesting. Yeah, we got some decisions here to claim Tjorin, Northern Lakes, Destiny of the North. We should spread our greatness across all of Northern Arcadia. We definitely should. That would be cultured. So also Norvell Flander. Oh wow, that is a lot of nice stuff. I think also you can form like a sort of super nation, but I'm not sure if I ever want to do that. Show Vinland's culture, of course. Yeah, the culture map mode in this mod is probably some of the most interesting. So we obviously have the core territories with Vinlandic culture, which I assume is like this mixed culture of the different Scandinavian cultures. Our eastern territories are native, with the Iroquois dominating these areas, and the Algonquin in the north, Inuits, stuff like that. This is also a really interesting little chunk of culture here. If you read the history of Vinland in the game here, you can see that the Runst culture is a mixture between Vinlandic sort of explorers who married local women and formed a sort of mixed native Scandinavian culture, which is the same that happened with the if you've played normal Victoria 2, you might recognize the color as the color of the fuck, chat, what helped me? Yeah, Metis, the Metis, which are a mix between the French and the natives. So this is like the alternative of that. On the east coast, we got the Chinese, you know, Quin Quyan. We got the Lusitanians, which are like Portuguese, I think. Natives, yeah, the Gran Colombia might collapse, I don't know. We got the French in the south, or the Anglo-French, or whatever you want to call them. The Septimian, there's some history behind all of this memery, but I forget. But yeah, here you can see Europe, how, like, you know, things are different. You've got this like unitary culture, the Anglois culture, which is like Anglo-French. However, the Old English culture still exists, as well with the Old French culture. You know, you got the Castilians sort of, assimilating and absorbing the Portuguese, instead of what they did historically, which was, you know, assimilating and absorbing the Catalans, which obviously, as with this timeline and our own timeline, none of those projects have completely finished yet. So, is there a genocide option? I don't think there is, no. I don't think there is. The culture pie chart. Yeah, we are 25% Iroquois and 66% Vinlandic and other smaller cultures like Afro-Germanic, which are obviously, you know, I assume previous slaves, but seeing as we are a proper liberal democracy, we have liberated our slaves, unlike the... oh no, actually, yeah, the Belgian Confederacy has liberated them as well. Yeah, these guys have not gotten around to it. So these guys are basically like the Confederacy of this alternate universe, with their vast amounts of slaves. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was going to go over all of the history in this mod, I would never finish. Are you planning to get Iroquois as an accepted culture? Not if I can avoid it. Once again, I'm not sure if the let's see, is there a button for the wait, are they already an accepted culture? No, they're not. Okay. Change the meme, Clay Northern. Huh. There's no the status of the natives. Maybe we'll get events about it later. I don't know. We have no choice but to wait and see. Alright, let's get intellectuals. Get ourselves medicine. Yeah, we start with pretty good literacy, so that's no immediate priority. Then again, maybe I do want to get some admin efficiency. Yeah, our admin is pretty abysmal, so I think we're going to quickly try and get some of that. But yeah, we do have some Vinlandic populations in our eastern territories as well. And obviously the population in these territories is a lot lower, and so we might be able to turn them into proper areas. Kind of a shame though that there are no, yeah, there are like no Vinlandic people over in these areas. Nestfoldberget, Bysternia, Sparebunk. Remove one R, and that just means, okay, how would I translate that? I don't know. I find this very funny, all these Norwegian names here. So this is the HFM or HPM DOD port. Yeah, that's how that works. New everything needs to be Vinlandic. That's what I think as well. Vinlandic über alles. That's what I would want to see here. Right, so do I justify a war? I'm not going to risk that. I mean, infamy goes away reasonably quickly, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. But yeah, let's just hope here. I mean, I guess we'll want to choose... Oh yeah, fix the economy. That's like the initial thing. Any new campaign needs to be done something. Am I speaking logically? I don't think I am. Oof. Okay, we do actually get some tariff. I guess we'll do mercantilism for now then. If I'm even allowed to do that. Yeah, we must protect the Vinlandic economy. I mean, there's no penalties to it. So that's just going to boost the tariff income. So now the big question is, will these assholes go to war with each other? Because if they don't, we're in trouble. Because winning against them on our own is going to be rather challenging. And in my test game, they definitely did do that, so... Oh, you bastard, you really allied Gran Colombia? No! Well, this changes things. Okay, now they're at war. Okay, good. Not has changed after all then. Sweet memes. Alright, so we're gonna let them beat each other up a bit. Bohemia is also German in this mod. Are they? Their culture says Bohemian, but I guess maybe that's just a different word for a German culture. Anglois, okay, that's a bit odd. Yeah, that's one of the issues I've seen so far or that people have been talking about, is that migration can be a bit funny. You have like these random populations just jumping over to places where they probably shouldn't. So why the fuck are you people getting immigrants and I'm not? That's bullshit. I guess it's because they immediately took the land of opportunity decision, which I want to save a bit. Because I want to be the only one who has that decision active. So I guess I want to wait another 20 years or so before I take that. Alright, how long would we want to wait here? Not too long. Did you get your ass beat? Not really. And you're just building more units. That's a bit monk-ass. But yeah, we definitely want to finish recruiting our army before we do anything. Even if our army is kind of limited. People want access. They can have that. That's fair. Show options. That's a good point. Are there anything I would want here? Remove starting. Remove infamy reduction. Oh yeah, that's right. Great powers get like insane infamy reduction. I don't know. I'll just play a game with this infamy meme, and then we'll see. We'll see later if it is super broken and if it should be turned off. Their primary culture is German, and also immigration to other European countries. Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just that it's as far as I understand, it's rarely like a trickle of immigration. It's just like these big bulk migrants, you know. It's like I don't know how many. Yeah, so 0.03 times that thing. It's like I don't know how many thousands of people that would be. So instead of like, you know, a couple of Anglois people settling all over Bohemia, it's like nope, just like a bunch of, you know, tens of thousands are just like boom, just bam, right there, you know. That's a bit silly. At least that's how you know, it comes off as a bit silly, I think. All right, our army is mostly ready, so I think we're gonna go to war. We're gonna go for Carolina. Can you show the culture in the Balkans? I don't think that's... Yeah, there's a couple of more Venetians over there, but... Yeah, the Balkans are mostly the same, with the exception that the percentage of Italians, or Venetians, as they're called in this game, is a bit different. Other than that, this place has... Yeah, because I think the Ottoman Empire mostly did what they did historically, so there isn't too much divergence there. I mean, obviously at this point they're collapsing, which is a part of the thing, yeah. Egypt is currently fighting for independence. Macedonia is fighting for independence. Iraq has already won their independence. So, yeah, Albania seems to have won their independence. Yeah, so there's a lot of memes going on there. Yep. Für den Krieg. Let's see. Why am I speaking German? We're not German, we're Scandinavian. Till krig, mina duder. So we could call Gran Colombia in. I don't think I want that, because I feel like they're just going to add their own dumb war goals and end the war before I want them to do anything. What's China like? Well, the history buff, it's like a mixed. You've got the Qing Empire, the Dzungar Khanate, which is like the Mongol Khanate. Well, they're not technically Mongol, they're Oirat, but Oirat is just like a different form of Mongol as far as I understand. Yeah, the Heavenly Kingdom is Christian, as Cornell is saying, and then Vietnam is thicker, and then there's some bullshit going on over here. China is a mess, but I guess that does make for an more interesting, like, you know, if you get to choose which history should be the real history, then obviously choosing the most interesting one makes sense. So the reason I did mobilize before I went to war here is that I wanted to increase conscription time, because I doubt we're going to get that many opportunities to do that. Now, we do want to be a bit careful about that, because obviously it does reduce immigration attraction by quite a bit, but right now fighting our enemies is more important than immigration, because, you know, the other people have the land of opportunity thing and we don't. Which means that they're going to get all the immigrants anyways. So we might as well piss the people off a bit, you know? Alright, so let's mobilize our... oh god, we have shit generals, that's bad. Yeah, mobilize all the dudes. So that'll bring our army up to 17 dudes, which is on par with the Belgians. Actually, no, they've lost a couple of brigades. Nice. Nice-a-reno. Now, from my test game, a lot of these units will just immediately die because... Oh, are you really coming up here? No, you're going to Nidaros, you asshole. Yeah, this is exactly like my test. Yeah, so all of those underfunded brigades just immediately died there. So, we're down to 14. Oof, owie, feels bad, man. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna do nothing. What do you need for land of opportunity? Oh, I can take it right now. I just need to be at peace. But my logic is that, you know, at least, well, I guess I'm just basing this off how it works in normal Victoria too. But obviously you get more immigrants later. And my other chunk of logic is that obviously these nations will... Like, if all of us have the land of opportunity bonus at the same time, then none of us have an advantage over the other one. And yeah, you're a dictatorship, you're a republic. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like I want to wait until I can be the only nation in the Americas with land of opportunity so that all the migrants flow to me, instead of just being one of many people who are doing it. Also, it seems that the bureaucrats are sort of sorting themselves out themselves, so let's go focus on intellectuals, actually. Maybe I even want to do soldiers, I don't know. How am I supposed to know these things? Alright, and we're just gonna have to wait and see if he shows up or not. I guess it is inevitable that he will come hang out with us at some point. Yes, I'm keeping some troops in reserve here just to keep my strength up in case, well, when he inevitably comes charging at me. Rousseau, that's a nice name. I guess Rousseau would be Burgundian in this timeline, wouldn't he? Or would he? No, Rousseau just lived in Geneva. He wasn't actually from there, I don't think. I forget. It's been a while since I've had philosophy at school. I think I saw him moving north. Where are you? Little bastard. Oh no, he went south. Yeah, that is good though. This is good. Let them fight. Let them fight. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to acquire a state as well. I'm going to go for Nouvelle-Lorraine. I'm pretty sure I did the math, because we have course on these 3 states. But I'm pretty sure we have the amount... Yeah, we have war score to take Nouvelle-Lorraine as well. However, that is the only state we can take, so that's what we'll do.
I'll just pay you a visit before I have to go do something, but damn is Mimi cancerous. Joins Algeria in its war against France, and does a cancerous peace deal with Spain, where it looked like he cheated, but apparently he told us he made the peace deal, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Hear anything.
Embrace the salt. Embrace the salt. I can feel the salt. It's not completely random that I decided to wait this MP out. Let's see. Why the fuck is that? Wait, hold on. Let's do the actual math here. So we currently need... See, why doesn't the game tell you how much you... Oh, we have to click this button to see. Yeah, so we have 20 or 19...
PJ salt, 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 PJ salt.
Yeah, the bot is a bit memey, Cornell. Thanks for the bits again, though. And for the previous one, Vikil. I doth appreciate it. So that's another 90, so that brings us up to... Yes, that's 50, so that's 69, very funny. Which means we can afford another 31 war score. That's 44, cannot afford. That's 22, can afford. That's 39, cannot afford. So it is Nouvelle-Lorraine we will go for. So we'll get that, we'll immediately start burning that infamy. I mean, we burn that at peace now, don't we? Yeah, we do. We lose a fuck ton. Yeah, we lose like a bunch of infamy even while at war, so it makes sense adding that early so that we can start burning it immediately. See? 4D chest right here, guys. 4 fucking D. Luxembourg doesn't exist. It's not worth it. Yeah, how is that? Luxembourg is a part of... Oh wow, is it even on the map? Yeah, no, there it is, Luxembourg. Does Luxembourg... I forget, how do they start in EU4? Oh god, all the EU4 plebs will come... Ree! What do you mean you don't know how EU4 works? Although they'll probably be more angry at me for calling them EU4 plebs. I should just shut up. Do you watch Paradox MP campaigns? I don't really know. They don't play the games I care about. Oh shit, we're running out of money. Okay, chill the memecation then. And the other funding. Okay, so yeah, now we're starting to feel that sweet attrition. Although maybe we want to get down here. Let's see, do we have access? Plant engineer. Actually, can I even ally you? No. We'll pick up that access though. And let's not make, yeah, gotta make sure we don't walk on top of him. Get ourselves lovely and killed. Okay, so he's running away immediately. That's a nuisance. Ah, I guess he's going to go north now, or what are you up to, mate? Fucking Belgians. Wipe them off the map, I say. Ooh, how about we go there? No, I can't go there. That would be suicide. And I can't even help. Nah, you know what? Fuck on this. Just get back up. It was worth a meme, but it's not gonna be any good. I don't want to start taking over these attrition-filled provinces quite yet, because it's gonna be such a horrid meme. I say as I put my entire army in one province. Oh well. So what the fuck you mean I take attrition for standing here? That's bullshit. Oh well, add the last war goal. Philippa. If only they did Vicky 2 campaigns, yeah. However, I feel like if they did Vicky 2, that would sort of be Paradox admitting that Vicky 2 is the best game they've made. And seeing as Vicky 2 Vicky 2 stands, or it's you know, its principles are like the opposite of all the other principles of Paradox these days, and so I feel like it would be an admission that Mana is a meme and that pop simulators are, or autist simulators, I guess they're the same, are the way to go. Man, I wonder if we can win this without even ever fighting the guy. That would be funny. Oh, here he comes. Or no, that's Plantagenet. Where's your army, bruv? No, it's still out there lurking. Somewhere. Belgians getting wrecked? Yeah. Does anyone know why they're called Belgians? Because I think they're called, the culture is called Septimian, because they're like the 7 provinces or something like that united. Yeah, because they're confederacy and shit. That's a good point. What the fuck's my thing? Would that even be represented? No, that's an HFM thing. There's no government organization thing in this mod. I forgot about that. Yeah, if they make Wiki 2, if they make Wiki 3, it's gonna be filled with mana. Yeah. In what context did I hear Autist Simulator? In the context of Victoria 2. However, I'm using autists as like a synonym for ultra nerd. And we all know that nerd has switched meanings and stopped being a negative thing and become like this thing people pride themselves in. To some extent. Like it's an admission of how like silly this, like how insanely nerdy Victoria 2 is, but I don't know. I guess if you start thinking about it, it stops making a lot of sense. Yeah, look at this asshole. I'm gonna siege his shit down before I'm even gonna be able to ramp it, or yeah, before I even have to fight his army. He should be bankrupt by now. Add another war goal? I can't. Well, I can add another war goal, but I wouldn't be able to enforce it. I don't have enough. I do not have enough war score, I'm sad to say. Feels bad, man. Intermarriage. Romance is in the air in one of our provinces, where marriage between one of the province's immigrant sons and a young local girl is being celebrated with friends and family. Some decry the developments as the end of Vinlandic civilization, but the young couple sure do look happy. Immigration is changing Vinland. Oh, is this gonna have some like consequences down the line if I let them marry? Because as I said, I don't really want to accept the Iroquois. I want to assimilate and, you know. I want to go full on native destruction campaign, you know. Kind of like how the United States did IRL. Do you think that achievements to Victoria 2 could make the game funnier? Don't think so. I mean, I guess to the people that enjoy achievements, it would. You should accept them. No, this is no. What do you mean? Like, I know it's in the lore that we should accept them, and I guess I will accept that thing. Are you willing to give up now? North Carolina, Nouvelle-Lorraine, acquire Flandre Supérieure, acquire Philippa. Bam. Vinland, more like thick land. We will keep everything we've gained. Yes! Thiccius Maximus, Territorialis Dissicus. Alright. Now I think we can colonize? We can. Let's go colonize. Do we have course on this shit? No, we don't. Well, prioritize colonizing the shit we don't have course on. So, like, oh god. Yeah, another case. The Chinese aren't colonizing yet. Yeah, I only have enough points for one colony, so we could also statify some shit up here, which would make keeping it more expensive. You'll need 12 colonial points in order to do this. We can build more ports, I'm sure. Get Kalmarisborg, yeah, get them all. Get that sorted. Get the migrations going over there. Yeah, look at this. We are already spreading our blessed culture. Skrællingsmark itself, the very place named after the locals, is being memed. But let's see here. I do need some more points. Yeah, let's get a port going in Philippa. Österland. Ska vi se. Is this yes, yeah, there's already a port in Österland. There is a port in Vinland, in Frelsarborg, which means Salvation Castle. Oh, Brovik! That's an excellent name. That means blood blood gulf? I'm not sure exactly how you would these are so good. I love this. Saltbergs, which, yeah, you can guess what that means. Stutval, Schaffergården. Schaffer is a dog. Gård means farm. Björnkoping, that sounds sort of Danish. Björn means bear. Oh man, Tullvik. How do you translate Tull? That would be like silliness? Or I guess Toll also means tariff. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, that has to be. Yeah, this has to be like the fucking the land of the Icelanders. Myrdalvinsjøen. Granvik. Gran is a type of tree. What are the Great Lakes named? That's a good point. Finnsjøen. Oh no, that's not the Great Lakes. Överlagsnation. Överlag. Well, nation means, or no. Nassjön. Yeah, so this is not Norwegian. This has to be Swedish, I think. Överlagsnation. Sjön means lake. But can't entirely tell you what Överlag means. Flottsjö. Flott is either means great or it means a type of insect. I know. So either the Great Lake. Oh yeah, I don't know. They might have just done Google Translate here. Maybe they. Is this the Great Lake IRL? Iroquois, more like no koi. Nice. Saltbag, damn it. That was good. Yeah, maybe they just put Great Lake into the translator and Flottsjö came out. That wouldn't surprise me. Thorisvatn. Margaretasjö. Margareta is a name. Lac Scandinario. Not sure if that's any Scandinavian language. This is obviously Icelandic. Thorisvatn. They've got that dumbass letter in the beginning there, the th sound that only Icelandic and Faroese has at this point. Right, demobilize, artillerize, And maybe even another... Oh god, do I want to do infantry? National tragedy? Yeah, boo. I guess having one proper infantry wouldn't hurt. I am sure that will be tolerable. Alright. I got a bit distracted by the province names there, but we do want to keep doing these things. Oh, I can't. Yeah, this place is too shit to build ports. Yeah, Taiga, I need more naval doctrine. Oof, yeah. Getting that sweet those points is going to be a bit challenging. We have some factories we inherited from the cons down south. That's tolerable, I guess. Also, yeah, stop paying for the memes. Start paying for the true memes. How the fuck are we still losing money? Oh, because we're building units. Derp. Yeah, we could probably afford to keep that up then. Hard work and toil. Nah, I'll do prestige, just because prestige. Right, we got medicine. We got that basic shit. Let's have a look. What do we need for these decisions? Oh, we no longer have those decisions to colonize those things. I guess maybe those are just for the AI then. Icelandic, Autist Norwegian. They're more like old Norwegian. As in they've kept a lot of words that we have lost. Why do you never create infantry? Yeah, because I compensate by... Because all mobilized units are infantry. Once again, yeah, I'm sorry. The bot doesn't like the word retarded. And there isn't much I can do about that. Feels oof bad. Alright. Vinland is great power for all core provinces owned by Vinland. Nationalism and imperialism. Let's see. Do I have enough pop to get another national focus? No, not quite yet. So that's not a huge priority. I feel like I would prefer just more education tech. Maybe I would actually go for freaking boat technology then, just so I can get more colonial points. Oh god. What is a man to get? Now you do get a lot of nice plurality from these texts though. So picking up ideological thought right here would be useful.
Hello there.
But if you have infantry, you don't need to mobilize. Yeah, but I don't have that many units. Like, I need to maximize the amount of units I can to, you know, because, you know, my pop is, well, now my pop is probably more comparable to these guys. Yeah, I definitely memed them here. But in the beginning, my pop was low, and so I want to make sure I can have the thickest army possible. Also, did you win your independence war? You did. Nice. So now we actually have a strong ally. Now, I'm interested. Once again, this is going to be not a blind campaign, but I'm obviously not like super smart at this stuff. So